So I've been asked this many times, Sanjay, why don't I buy term and invest the difference? This is a very common objection that I get is, Sanjay, why not buy term, invest the difference? Now, I love it when people think about the concept theoretically. From a theoretical perspective, buying term, investing the difference should work. There's only one problem that I see with it, and the problem is the lack of discipline. Not everyone is disciplined enough to buy term and invest the difference. So you got to make sure your premiums are paid on time. You got to make sure that the investments are doing what they're supposed to do. So you got to be managing that risk. And what we have noticed is not every client is savvy enough to manage that. So first of all, the most important thing is you got to acknowledge that objection is, Mr. Client, I completely understand you got to buy term, invest the difference. But it's important for us to understand what is the purpose of buying the insurance. Number one, term insurance is a fantastic product to cover short-term liabilities or even any form of liability. But when I'm doing planning for my family, the question that you have to answer is, how long is your commitment to your family? Usually it's whole life. You got to be with your family whole of life. The other problem with term insurance is if we miss any of our payments, the term insurance could lapse. With whole life insurance, you have a lot of other flexibilities that you don't have with term insurance. Investments, when I'm investing the difference, I don't want to be using that money to pay my term premiums, because if you think about it, when will I not be able to afford my term insurance? When things are really, really bad for me. And at that point, I would be wanting to take the money out of my investments to pay those risks. However, if things are bad for me, the probability that everything in the world is going wrong at that time is very high, which means your investments will probably not be doing as well as they should be, and you'll be selling your investments at the wrong time. So from that perspective, it's always good to buy a whole life product for family protection, and you can always increase it, or I would say supplement it with term insurance. So term insurance is a fantastic tool to supplement what is not enough. Good for liabilities, good for supplementing insurance, but you should always have a combination. Having a combination of term and whole life. Buying one is not as good as buying the other. They both have their own pros and cons, and once we understand that, it is very essential that that's what you do. So Mr. Client, the reason why I'm recommending you whole life is that's for your family's protection. Term insurance, a fantastic tool for supplementing.